I'm Clint Helmuth, and here at Helmuth Ford, customers are not just a number, they are family, and we will treat you like family.
Your safety is our focus. That's why we are a full-service repair facility.
If you're looking for a vehicle with low miles, a great price, and a friendly atmosphere, come visit us here at Helmuth Ford.
We do our best to put you in the vehicle that you want, that you love, and that is safe for your family.
See our full inventory at helmuthford.com.
We look forward to seeing you soon at Helmuth Ford in Sigourney.
Delta Fire and Rescue presents the Delta Haunted House at 109 North Center Street in Delta. Admission is just $10 per person. The Delta Haunted House is open each Friday and Saturday throughout October and on Halloween night from 8 to 10 p.m. Food and drinks will be available for purchase, and now accepting cash and most major credit cards. It's the Delta Fire and Rescue Delta Haunted House, Fridays and Saturdays in October and on Halloween night. Sigourney Keota football fans, Steve Shuttler Media is teaming up with Clint Dye of Tag Team Photography to bring you coverage of Sigourney Keota football this fall. You've seen Clint's fantastic photos of Sigourney Keota football over the last few years, and now Clint is bringing those talents to be showcased on Steve Shuttler Media. We're going to have pictures and action shots of each and every game, an in-depth article, and a video highlight of the game as well. You won't miss a thing with Sigourney Keota football coverage right here this year on Steve Shuttler Media. All right, and welcome into Pekin High School football here on Steve Shuttler Media. We've got Pekin at Highland tonight in Riverside, and we do thank all of our sponsors for making our game possible. Again, here on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook and YouTube. That includes Helmuth Ford, Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Fairfield Precast Concrete, Sigourney Body Shop, Shuttler Insurance Services, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Copeland Auto Body, Son-in-Law Services, South Ottumwa Savings Bank, Barn Wired, Fremont Funeral Chapel, Oski Dental, Sinclair Tractors, Sinclair Napa, Federation Bank, Gobbler Creek Seeds, Cranston Family Funeral Home, Nutrien Ag Solutions, Bridget's Public House, Adam Clark for Sheriff, and Adrian Dickey for Senate District 44. And, of course, we'll be picking our Daisy Dew Landscaping Pekin Player of the Game later on this evening. A beautiful night here at Highland High School. We've got Josh Clubb and Zach Wise hanging out with us this evening to do commentary. And, guys, I'll let you take it away.
All righty, thanks, Steve. Welcome everyone to this game here tonight. Pekin coming in at 4-1, fresh off their first loss of the season to Lisbon, who is actually one of the few teams. We'll get into rankings here in a little bit, but one of the teams in Class A rated fourth in the state as the Iowa High School Athletic Association has released their first round of football rankings. Those come into play when seeding goes on for playoff football, but nonetheless, they're here in Highland to avenge that loss against the 2-3 Huskies. Senior night here at Highland, so Highland will be playing with a little bit more emotion. And let's talk about where Pekin comes in, because we're much familiar with that, Zach. Pekin suffered their first loss. The first half of that game, a couple of things didn't quite go their way, and the next thing you know, Lisbon's out, way out in front going into halftime. I believe it was 21-0 at halftime. But the good side is Pekin responded, and see if that carries over to tonight.
Well, the nice thing, Josh, is tonight's a new night, it's a new game, and hopefully we can see what Pekin normally does in every other game. Let's just hope that they don't get the mentality of them, when you face your first loss, sometimes it can get down your mentality a little bit, but again, Pekin knows what they're capable of. Pekin knows of how they can play, and hopefully they can play how they normally been playing. But like you said, they came out of their first loss last week, and we'll probably see them face again soon this season. So it'll be a whole new play style, play game. And now we're in I think we're in game 6 now of the season. So I would hope they can figure out how they play by now. So I'm just excited to see some more Pekin football tonight. Let's see if they can come out with the win again. I believe that they will. But I'm a little bit biased, so I won't be saying too much. But, yeah, I'm just ready to see some Pekin football again on this beautiful Friday night. And, yeah, let's just see what they can do.
All right, speaking of that, 6th game of the season standings, people will start peeking over to those because It'll be, before we know it, it'll be time to announce the postseason participants, each district in Class A. Sins
we would
4,
like to take a moment before
tiebreakers.
tonight's event, honor our officials for the nationwide fall officials appreciation.
The four highest seeds. There's tiebreaker criteria and stuff for 4 seed. Currently in the district standings for Class A, District 5. Lisbon is, of course, number 1 at 5-0. Pekin at number 2, 4-1. Danville is lone at 3rd at 3-2, and then we got a 3-way tie for 4th place between Columbus, Highland, and Wapello. And you got to know that's going to give, with senior night and Highland knowing where they stand, gives them a little bit more energy and not have the success that Pekin has this year. Maybe trying to right the ship. And I do mention that tie and the tiebreaker criteria, and with the standings as the way they stand, if Pekin is able to win tonight and Lisbon takes care of business against Wapello, then Pekin has locked in their spot in the postseason. So no matter what, they'd be able to do it actually with just a win alone. A win alone could almost even put them in there on tiebreaker criteria. So that's where we're at standing-wise. Going on in the district around here as both teams are on the field. We'll get ready for the national anthem here momentarily. But Highland, of course, here in Pekin. And you got Louisa Muscatine is hosting Columbus. Van Buren County is hosting Danville. And Wapello is hosting number 4 Lisbon there.
Coaches and
tonight, as I mentioned, it was senior night here in Highland. They
by supporting
honored all the senior football players as well as the senior cross country and cheerleaders. One thing I did notice is a lot of the senior football players for Highland, this is only their first or second year playing football, which I found very interesting. A lot of them were only, this is their first year, so interesting stuff there.
In any fashion, such as entering the playing surface.
But that's where we're at there. Some other area matchups I'll start going through here quick, right before the national anthem, and we'll dive into the game after the national anthem. But Sigourney is at Pella Christian. Belle Plaine is at Montezuma. English Valley is at Colonesco. Eddyville, Blacksburg, Fremont is at Cardinal, and that is homecoming game for Cardinal.
For your starting lineups,
North Mahaska is at Wayne. Oskaloosa is at Clinton. Ames is at Ottumwa. It's Ottumwa senior night down there. Davis County at Albia. And Twin Cedars at HLV
Number
TC
2, Riley Smith.
tonight in 8-man as well. So those are the area matchups that you'll be seeing scrolling across your screen as we get score updates.
Robert Brown.
We will do our best to keep those updated as we're going through.
10,
one thing worth noting, even though with the loss last week and maybe not the greatest performance we've seen from some of the Pekin usuals, it is worth noting though Will Adam still leads Class A in total touchdowns scored with 19. There's about a 9-way tie for second with 17. So he's got a 2-touchdown lead. See if he can tack on to that tonight, and we'll see if he can get a little bit more mobile. And if you happen to go through the Class A standings, it's interesting because Class A District 5 actually leads the way.
On your feet,
they
put your
got
hands
somebody
together for
in
your
the top
Highland
5
Huskies.
in almost every stat category as you're going down through there. So Class A District 5 well represented in the stat leaders across the state of Iowa.
Number 4, Logan McFarland.
For the interesting note, there was a little story about this during senior night, but Jared Diaz, who they just announced over the loudspeaker, is
number 15,
number 2 in interceptions
William
on the year,
Dunbar.
behind only Kessler Whaley of Danville. He's got 5 on the year. Whaley's got 6.
Number 17,
so somebody that I'm sure
Norman.
the offensive team is going to keep their eyes on here tonight, and especially
Number
quarterback
18,
Will Adam if they get into passing. All 17 of Will Adams' touchdowns are 17 of the 19 Will Adam touchdowns are offensive. That is also first in Class A.
Jose Ramirez.
17 right behind him is Tieran Booth of Lisbon with 16, and Will Adams 2
Number 50,
non-offensive
Bryce
touchdowns.
Weldon.
Remember happened the same night. It was a blocked punt return for a touchdown
Number
and
52,
a 70-yard
Hamilton
pick
Crooks.
6 where Adam ran about 350 yards in the process of getting it 70 yards to the house. So that's a couple of the leaders there across the state. Get to more of those as the broadcast goes on, but let's just talk about the leaders for these 2 games as they're announcing the starting lineups on the field right now. Looks like we got about 4 minutes until kickoff. Passing leader, of course, for Pekin is Will Adam. He's got 42. He is 42 of 65 with 817 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's rushed for 449 yards and 10 touchdowns. Logan McFarland is the passing leader for Highland. Highland's actually got two passers that share the load. Logan McFarland leads the way with yards, but Sage Hartley Norman, who is the leading rusher for Highland, actually has more attempts, and they are ready for the national anthem here on the field.
Can you see by the dawn's early light, once so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we'd watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the landing of the free and the home of the
Awesome. That was awesome.
All right, that was a actual live singing version of the national anthem.
that gave me
I
goosebumps.
don't know
I'm
that
not
they
gonna
said
lie.
the young lady's name that sang it, but certainly made it her own and really belted that out. That was very loud and also abrupt. I was not ready for them to say that. So where was I at with Highland passing leader? As I mentioned, they have two guys that will run the ball and pass the ball. So Logan McFarland leads the way in yards. However, Sage Hartley Norman has got the most attempts on the year, but Logan leads the way. He's 4 for 11 with 112 yards, no touchdowns, 174 rush. So definitely Logan looks like, or the way that it looks on film and stuff, they kind of use him in those trick plays, kind of sweep pass type of look where you'll have some backside tight ends move out and catch the ball in the flats. Rushing yards is Sage Hartley Norman. The senior's got 46 attempts and 282 yards in the process with 4 touchdowns. For the Panthers, Will Adam is the rushing leader as well with 51 attempts, 449 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Robert Brown leads the Panthers. As they all have Zach
to receive.
Zach, keep an eye on that. Looks like Highland's going to receive the opening kick. Pekin won the toss and deferred. But receiving yards is Robert Brown. He's got 12 receptions, 292 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 6 rushing touchdowns. The receiving yards for Highland is Liam Roberts, a freshman, who's got 6 receptions for 130 yards and a touchdown. Total tackles for the Pekin Panthers is Henry Adam, the sophomore. He's got 36 tackles and 2 interceptions. For Highland, it's Colton Cyprid with 38 tackles, 3 of those for loss, 1 sack, and 2 interceptions. So with that, as I mentioned, Pekin won the toss, deferred, and will kick the ball off to Highland to start this thing off. Looks like Highland's going to go from our right to our left, and I don't know, Zach and Steve, these Highland uniforms look an awful lot like a Hawkeye opponent tomorrow. Very scarlet and gold looking uniforms, the silver helmets with the red H in the middle there, red jerseys and the gray pants. Very Ohio State looking. Pekin, of course, out there, as you see on your screen, in their all whites with the black helmets and the chrome logo. So we are set to go here. As Steve mentioned, wonderful night. And happy that it is a wonderful night because we're outside. So
yeah, I should mention from the camera angle, we are in the bleachers tonight, as opposed to we're usually in the press box at the different stadiums. So we have more of an overview. We're right in the bleachers tonight, so it's more of a flat view across the field.
Yep, and that'll affect us a little bit on gauging the distance of the plays as they happen. We'll get kind of lose the guys in the scrum, but here is Henry. He's going to send it deep. To return it will be Liam Roberts. He comes up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, and falls forward about the 35, 36-yard line. We'll see where they spot him. Decent return for Roberts there, and that's where Highland will take over. And And Zach, we'll see how this Pekin defense can respond after
First down 10.
getting pushed around a little bit to start the first half of last week's game. Second half, they stood strong. We'll see if they can continue that momentum.
We've seen how Pekin's defense has played before. I think if they start off right off the bat with some good momentum, I have no worries there.
Here is Hartley Norman under center. Takes the snap. He's just going to keep it himself up the middle. He goes and tackled him quickly after a small gain. Gets up to about the 40-yard line. Give him 3, so it'll be second and 7 here in the early goings of this one in the first quarter. And it's, yes, with our angle, it's tough to see the numbers of the offensive players right now, but as they move down the field, it'll get a little easier. Hartley Norman is lined up behind the center, but it's a direct snap to Logan McFarland. He goes to the left side and is tackled immediately. Defensive line getting a big push up front, and leading the way was Caden Bender, the first one to crash the scene, and Bender had a pretty decent night the other night as well, so getting some push there. They did get him for a loss, actually, so loss of 2 on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. Ball is at the 38-yard line. This time in motion, Hartley Norman's going to take the snap. He's rolling to the near side. He's in trouble. It just throws it away. It doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Could say that was intended for number 4.
4th down and 9.
So there'll be no flag, and it's 4th down and 9, and looks like Highland's going to send in their punter, Jared Diaz. So Pekin with a 3-and-out here defensively to force the punt, and it is Diaz going back to punt. Standing back at his own 25-yard line is Riley Smith awaiting this kick. Did not see Diaz warming up pregame, so we'll see what he has for a leg here. Snap is good. Hold it. It's a short punt, high short punt. It's going to land at about the 40 and take a Highland roll. Gets up to about the 35, 34-yard line is where Pekin will take start with their first drive at their own 34-yard line on the near side hash. We'll see what the Pekin offense, if they can respond after the defense comes up with a good stand.
The only hopes that I have tonight, Josh, is I hope that Will Adams, number 9, he starts focusing on some of his receivers there. I know he's really good at rushing. I know he's really good at getting some yards by himself, but that was one of his big struggles there against Lisbon, and he really just has to rely and trust some of his receivers, and tonight would be a good night to use it.
Yes, and here is Adam. He's got Glick to his left. It's a handoff to Glick to the right side. He breaks first couple tackles, squirts all the way up just past the 40-yard line.
Number 84, Lewis Horak with the tackle.
For a gain of about 6 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down, so good run to start. A quick handoff to Glick, and Pekin's right back up the line, ready to go. Glick stays to Adams' left. Snap. This time Adams going to keep it. He goes to the left side. He's got a hole. Breaks into the secondary. He's to the 40 on the other side, to the 35, 30, and tackled from behind at about the 37-yard line. So big gain there for Will Adam.
Number 82, Aiden Havel.
They basically ran the same play. The first time he handed it off to Glick. That time he kept it. Big hole on the left side of that Highland defense, and they're right back up on the line. This time Adams alone. He's got Glick and Henry up on the line. Twin receivers to the near side. Henry goes into motion. It's a handoff to him. He's going to go right up the middle. Turns on the Jets. There's a flag that does come in. He's going to be tackled about the 15 by a host of Highland Huskies. There is a flag back by the 30-yard line. I would assume this is a holding penalty. They signal that way. It is holding against Pekin. That'll be 10 yards from the spot, and it'll stay first down. Looks like that flag came out right about the line of scrimmage, so see where they stop. I'm going to give it to him at the 37-yard line. First and long here. Early goings, 9:40 to go in the first quarter. Adams empty. Twins receivers now to the far side. Glick comes in motion. Take the handoff to him. They're going to look for a pass down the field. It goes to Henry Adams. He gets him at about the 15-yard line. just
Number 15 with the catch.
past the first down marker, so it's a first down. Great
Jared
route
Diaz
there
with the
by
tackle.
Henry Adam. Great job by Will Adam to find him. Highlands line totally sold out on the handoff to Glick. So play action works. Here comes Henry Adam in motion. They hand it off to him. To the left side he goes. He tries to get the corner, but he's tripped up. Small
Number
gain,
15
if
with
any.
the run.
I think he just fought to
Number
get just
18,
past the line of scrimmage.
Jared
Maybe
Beeson
fell
with the
forward for a
tackle.
yard or two. Pekin still can get a first down as the second down and 8. Ball's at the 13. Pekin running no huddle, just quickly. Here's Adam. He's going to drop back to pass. Now he's just going to tuck it and run. He's got a lane all the way up, dances around, spins back to the middle of the field, cuts around, and in for a touchdown. Will Adam showing off his skills there.
Touchdown, Pekin.
Gets in for our first score of the game on the Sinclair Napa scoreboard, and it's a Sinclair tractor touchdown by the Pekin Panthers. It is 6-0 with 8:48 to go in the opening quarter. And Pekin huddles up. We'll see if they're going to try the point after or go for 2. And it looks like they're going to go for 2 because he's got Glick to his left, Henry Adam to his right, twin receivers to the near side. Adam is a direct snap actually to Glick. He goes to the right side, powers his way to the goal line and in for 2. So it'll be 8-0 Pekin with 8:48 to go here in the first quarter. Pekin strikes first and has an early lead.
And that was a good drive by. Oh, sorry, Steve.
Go ahead.
No, that was a good drive by Pekin, and it was also really good because we know Will Adams really good at rushing. We've already known that. We've seen that in all of his games there. But there were a couple plays that he did pass, and it did come in their favor. There was if I'm right, even though Will Adam did have a huge rushing play that I'm still trying to do the math on how many yards, he had a 22-yard pass to Henry Adam, his younger brother, so that was good. That's a good start for Pekin. I'm glad to see them start using more of their players and more of the action of scoring. So I'm excited to see that. We still got a lot of game left.
Absolutely. Our forecast.
Forecast is you're going to hear some sponsors that we appreciate very much.
Went into radio mode there,
You
John.
did.
Our sponsors. We've got a whole host of sponsors on board for Pekin football here on Steve Shetler Media, including our headliner, Helmuth Ford, Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Fairfield Precast Concrete, Sigourney Body Shop, Shetler Insurance Services, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, and a whole bunch more that we'll be telling you about throughout the evening.
All righty, and Pekin ready to kick this thing off from the 40. Liam Roberts and Aiden Havel back deep for the Huskies to receive this kick. Highland got a pretty decent return their last chance at this. Henry kind of hung it up there. This time it's a line drive kick right to Havel. He fields it at the 15. He's delayed. Now he's going to take off up the middle. Breaks the first couple tackles, and he's hit hard
82
at about the 36-yard line. So another decent
Aiden
return
Havel.
for the Huskies, and certainly both him and Roberts did it the last time, but waiting for those blocks to kind of really taking their time before they take off, letting the blocks set
First
up,
down
and
and 10
it's
from
worked so far.
38.
Ball is going to be at the 38-yard line. I think I said 32, meant 38. First and 10 for Highland. As McFarland and Hartley Norman both lined up back there, it looks like Hartley Norman's going to take the snap. He does. He's going to roll to the near side as an option play that got blown up immediately. Ball comes out, but they're going to say he was down first.
Number
That was
17
absolutely
with the
blown
run,
up
Sage Harley Norman,
by
tackle for loss.
the Panthers. There was 2 of them there. Did not catch the jersey number as he's jogged back to the center, but I believe it was Lane Costanelos. I probably said that wrong as I'm glancing to my right trying to
Second
read.
down and 15.
Castellanos. I apologize. Somebody in the comments can tell me if I'm saying that or pronouncing that incorrect. Nonetheless, it forces a second down and 15. And a timeout is going to be called by Highland as they didn't like
Highland.
the way that it was looking, and that'll give Steve a chance to go through the rest of our sponsors here.
Or maybe our forecast.
Yeah.
Our sponsors include Copeland Auto Body, Son-in-Law Services, South Atomo Savings Bank, Barn Wired. We've got Fremont Funeral Chapel, Oski Dental, Sinclair Tractor, Sinclair Napa, Federation Bank, Gobbler Creek Seeds, Cranston Family Funeral Home, Nutrien Ag Solutions, Bridget's Public House, which is where we're broadcasting our Tuesday night tune-up from during the month of October. A great place in Oskaloosa. Adam Clark for Sheriff, also one of our sponsors, as is Adrian Dickey for Senate District 44. So a whole bunch of sponsors on board for Pekin football. Of course, we're maybe going to be looking at the playoffs. I think it's a good possibility for Pekin to make the playoffs. Hopefully, we can confirm that by the end of tonight. So a bunch of these sponsors will have the ability to be on our postseason coverage as well. We'll find out. But again, we thank all of our sponsors for being on board for Pekin Panther football.
All right. First time out of the game taken with 7:57 to go in the first quarter by Highland. Here is Hartley Norman. Takes his high snap. Actually, it goes to McFarland. He takes a high snap, rolls to his left, and just floats it out there.
Number 4.
He did have a receiver that was in the area. It was Jose Ramirez, but he was covered up by a couple of Panthers, including Riley Smith and Will Adam. Elijah Brock was over there as well, so they were not fooling anybody. And that brings up 3rd and 15. Ball is at the 33-yard line. Beacon defense looking to force their second 3-and-out here in the early goings of this one. Absolutely winning the line of scrimmage battle so far in this one. See if they continue to do so. McFarland and Hartley Norman back. Beacon's trying to jump to Caden. It's a direct snap to McFarland. He rolls to the left and throws it up in the air, nearly intercepted by Robert
4.
Brown. Goes off his fingertips and incomplete, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 15. We'll see if Highland sends Diaz in again too. Actually, that's who the pass was intended for, was Diaz. He's already on the field. And he's calling the play, so I'm assuming this will be a punt. It is. Riley Smith stands at his own 30-yard line. Waiting this one. He did not really have a chance to return the last one, as it was a high short punt. Smith moving up now to the 35. Diaz's punt. This one's much better. High. Right to Smith at 35. He actually jumped out of the way right at the last second. Highland's going to down it as it takes a Panther roll.
By Jared Diaz.
38-yard line is where Pekin will start their second drive, I believe. Right in that area the last time. We'll have to lean on Zach for that one, but it'll be interesting to see here too. Pekin last time out did not huddle. They ran no huddle the whole way down the field. We'll see if they continue to do that or if they slow things down a bit. Here's Adam, empty. He's got Davis and Brown to the near side. Adam drops back, sets up, now he rolls to the near side. Looking to heave it down the field. Now he's in trouble. He's got to dance around. He's going to roll to the far side. Still looking down the field. Now he's going to have to cut back. Now he's in trouble. He's going to get sacked. For about a 3-yard loss. Took too much time on that one and couldn't dance his way out of trouble. So bring it down. Second down and long. Looks like they spot him at the 35-yard line, excuse me. So it'll be second down and 12. Actually, it's second down and 13. The math for the scoreboard operator I don't think is right because they started that drive at 38, balls at 35. Adams got Glick to his left. Snap. Hand off to Glick. He goes to the right side. Makes first man miss. Breaks a hole all the way out to pass first down yardage all the way up to about the 45-yard line of the Huskies. Goes Nolan Glick. One negative play and a big play to respond.
Angel Havel with the tackle.
Pekin is actually huddling up here this drive. 6:57 to go in the opening quarter. Pekin leads 8-0. As Highland hasn't really had an answer at all on any play. I mean, every play's been, besides that sack on Adam, has been pretty chunk yardage. And here comes Henry Adam in motion, and it looks like Highland jumped off sides and made contact with Pekin's left guard.
Highland.
Which is Sylvester. At least he was lined up in a guard position. Normally he's a tackle. Nonetheless, it's 5-yard penalty, so I'll make it first down and 5 for the Panthers. Adam's empty. Henry Adam comes in motion. They're basically running the same play. That creates a trips formation to the near side. Adam waits till Henry gets all the way near the sideline. Now he's going to snap it. Dropping back to pass. Rolls to his right. Throws it down the field, and it's caught by Robert Brown for a first down. Goes out of bounds at about the 32, 33-yard line. It's another first down for the Panthers. On the nice pass completion by Will Adam
number
to
84, Lewis Harvick.
Robert Brown. Out of the huddle, Henry Adam is next to Will to the right. Near side is Robert Brown. But it's a handoff to Henry Adam right up the middle. He breaks a jersey tackle and then runs over his tackler, but does go to the ground.
Tackled by number 5.
Gain of about 5 or 6 on first down. I can't see the line judge. The Highland players are guarding him from me to tell you what yard he's on. It should be about second down and 4 or 5. Put second down and 3 on the scoreboard. And here is Will. Empty set. Glick comes in motion. Fakes the handoff to him. Will throws it down the field. He's got Henry Adam, and he makes the catch and is tackled immediately inside the 10-yard line. There's a flag down by the near side line judge. And we'll see what this call is. That flag is all the way down by the 10-yard line. Oh, and he just picked it up and waved it off. Must have just fell out of his pocket. It was kind of a weird spot for a flag to be laying because there's no players anywhere near. I was thinking maybe a sideline warning or something, but nothing doing. Nonetheless, Pekin has it first and goal on their own 8-yard line. Glick to the left of Will. Direct snap to Glick. He's going to follow Will Adam all the way out to the right side around the edge. He tries to power his way to the goal line, still on his feet, and then finally pushed back by a host of Huskies, so they're able to fend him off for the time being.
McFarland with the tackle.
Bring up second down and goal.
You could almost say it was a pack of Huskies.
It was almost a pack of Huskies. Steve, have you been to an Iowa game that they played Northern Illinois before?
I don't know. Probably.
First time I was at one was in Soldier Field. And the pack of Huskies was there. Here comes Will Adam. Empty set. Fakes the pass to the flat. Now he's in trouble in the backfield. Fumbled the ball and it's picked up. And there's still a battle for it. It looks like Highland's going to have it.
Recovered by Highland. Go Big Red!
So Highland comes up with a huge play. Will Adam trying to fight off the tackle and lost the handle on the ball. Conversation being held by the officials.
84 with the recovery on that.
We're still having a conversation. I don't know what's... The head referee has not signaled anything yet, and they're moving the ball back up the field for Pekin. It's going to stay the Panthers' ball. I'm not sure what the call is. Clearly it's Pekin's ball as the offense stays on the field, and Highland's coaching staff is not happy. You can probably see the guy on the camera with his hands on his head. So I'm not sure what was called there. They give the ball back to Pekin with a first down at the 4-yard line, so some type of penalty that was half the distance to the goal. I'm not sure what it was. Here's Glick in motion. Will Adams going to keep it this time. Right up the middle he goes. Gets his face mask ripped, but gets into the end zone anyway. Flags come in. That's going to be a face mask on the tackle of Will Adam, but it didn't work, and Will is in for another Sinclair Tractor touchdown.
What's that?
Making sure that it is a face mask. It is a face mask. So they'll decline that, and it'll be touchdown Panthers. Makes it 14-0, awaiting the either 2-point conversion or the point after try. Looks like they're gonna go for 2 again. This time Will is by himself back there. Usually in these situations we see Henry and Glick next to him, but Henry does come in motion. They hand it off. No, Will fakes it to him, throws a pass in the middle, looking for Elijah Brock, and it's incomplete in the grass. So our score remained 14-0 with 4:04 remaining in the first quarter on the Sinclair Napa scoreboard.
Pekin, 0 Highland.
Again, another good drive there, Josh. Had a couple flukes there. Pekin, had a little hiccups. That's the second rushing touchdown of the night for number 9, Will Adam. But again, like I said before, he's using his receivers a little bit more. We like to see that. We like to see him get comfort with that. Pekin has a really good receiver core. I'm not going to lie. They have a really good offense. They have really phenomenal running backs with Nolan Glick and Henry Adam. But, they also got Robert Brown and Elijah Brock, all key opponents to this offense. You got a good rushing quarterback, but he also has an arm. And then you have, like I said, good receivers, good running backs. And then also now we get a look at the Pekin's defense here, and they've been really killer. They only allowed Highland's offense with 1:13 on the field. So if they can keep on doing that, it's going to be a pretty good, entertaining game for Pekin here.
All right, well, we got a little bit of break in the action. Of course, just a reminder, later on tonight we'll have the Daisy Dew Landscaping Pekin Player of the Game. We'll let our announcers decide that, so that's always a fun thing to our broadcast. And just a reminder, you can tune in tomorrow for the sports section live from Brothers Market in Sigourney. We'll have Pekin coach Clint Weber kicking things off as usual at Brothers Market for the sports section. That starts at 8 a.m.
All right, so that face mask penalty is going to be enforced here on the kickoff, so Henry Adam will kick it off from the Highland 45-yard line. See if he just punches into the end zone. He does not, as McFarland's going to field it. He gets up the field and in the scrum. I can't see him. I lost him. They're still battling around and finally call him down at about the 22-yard line or so. He stood right with his heels on the goal line that probably would have went into the end zone, but decided to return it. That's where Highland will take over. I believe it's on the 24, looking at the line judge here. The snap is over the head and of the quarterback, and he's just got to fall on it. So it's going to be a big loss for Highland.
Number 17 with the recovery.
Trying to snap it to Hartley Norman. But way over his head. Huge loss for the Huskies. Pekin defense didn't even have to do anything there, just a bad snap. We've seen a couple of them now.
Second and a mile.
Pretty elevated.
According to the announcer up in the press box, it's second and a mile.
Second and a mile. The ball is on the 11-yard line now. Here's a run up the middle that goes nowhere.
Number 24.
I think another small loss. Yeah, I can't rely on the scoreboard here because it says 3rd and 24. The ball's on the 11. That's incorrect. The ball's on about the 14-yard line. First down marker is at the 39-yard line. It is a long ways to go, especially for an offense that has not picked up a first down yet in this game, to be this far behind the sticks. And Pekin secondary certainly on alert for some type of pass here. See if they snap it to McFarland or Hartley Norman. Norman is in the center. Of the pack. Hartley Norman has it, rolls to the near side. Now he throws it just deep down the field, and nobody's home. And no receiver.
Number 4 with the pass.
I think the closest receiver for them was
McFarland, incomplete.
Probably Liam Roberts. More Panthers closer to that. Will Adam was closer to it than anybody else on the field, and it was certainly some type of timing route or spot route, and the receiver was not where he needed to be. So that brings up 4th down and another punt from the Huskies. This time Diaz will punt from his own end zone. Smith standing at the 45. Ball hits the ground at the 45, takes a huge Husky roll all the way down to the 38-yard line of Pekin.
Joey Diaz with
a great punt for the Huskies. To have the Panthers start at the 38-yard line again.
First down and 10 from the.
It's be 1st and 10 for the Panthers on this drive. It's early, and it's a 14-0 game with 2:16 to go here in the first quarter, but this officiating crew is not very assertive in their calls and what they're wanting on the field, making everything drag out a little bit longer than it probably needs to. Nonetheless, here come the Panthers at the line. Adams going to roll to the near side, flips out to the flat, and caught at about the 42-yard line, pushed out of bounds at about the 45. That was Casey Davis.
Number 23, Colton Seifert with the tackle.
Quick rollout and pass to the flats for the Panthers. We'll see what they respond with here.
2nd down and 4.
Brock goes to the right. On the near side, you got Robert Brown and Davis. Adam takes the snap, drops back, looking to throw, rolls to his right. He's got Robert Brown deep open down, but he throws it in the flat to Davis. It's good enough for a first down. And Will Adam just didn't see Robert Brown was running all alone down the near side sideline, waving his arms, doing jumping jacks. And nonetheless, they get the first down, though. But that was for sure a
First down and
touchdown
10.
pass in the waiting. I'm not sure what happened. I think one of the corners sucked in and was covering Davis. Davis actually had 2 defenders on him. Nice pass by Will Adam to complete that, but we'll see if the coaching staff saw that and run that same exact play again. Brown and Davis to the near side again. Glick to the left of Adam. Snap, handoff to Glick. He goes to the right side. Hesitates, then hits the hole hard. Has a gap, breaks through the secondary, and falls forward with a touchdown-saving trip tackle. Gets all the way up to about the 30-yard line of the Huskies. Another first down for the Panthers. And Highland just doesn't have an answer for the Panther offense right now, really, other than that sack that took forever to happen. It's all been 5-10-yard chunk plays from this Panther offense. Davison Brown again to the near side. Brock to the far side. Adam alone. He's going to roll to the near side. He's got Davis in the flat, but gets in trouble. Guy tries to beat him around the corner. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and he's hit out of bounds after a short gain, a yard or two.
Number 18.
Nothing really developing downfield there for Will Adam. Just had to tuck it and run as the Huskies pass rush has been pretty decent. They haven't given Adam a ton of time. Of course, he is mobile and can move around, but just enough to disrupt that play because it was pretty slow developing. He had 3 guys going deep down the field. See if they dial up this time. Be 2nd down. They're going to spot him back at the original line of scrimmage, say no gain, so 2nd down and 10. Adam drops the snap, picks it up, fires it to the near side to Brown. Brown makes the catch, makes a man miss, stiff arms his way up to the 10-yard line. That'll be another first down for the Panthers. Might be just on this side of the 10-yard line. We'll see. It will be able to get a first down. Oh, it's closer to the... That is the 11-yard line, so it's 1st and 10. They can get a first down before a touchdown. This time Brock splits way out to the far side. Henry Adam in motion. Fake the hand. They're going to throw the slot or a slant to Brock and just threw it behind him.
Intended for number 1.
I about said it before the play happened, but Brock going all the way out there like he did kind of screamed slant play.
2nd down.
It was there. He was open, but Will Adam unable to connect. Threw a little bit behind Brock. Now Glick will check out, and in will come Riley Smith. So Brown and Davis to the near side. Brock to the far side. Riley Smith takes the handoff off the right tackle. He's in trouble and dumped immediately.
Number 5.
Bring up 3rd down. Loss of about a yard on the play, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 11.
Brody Miller with the tackle.
For the Panthers.
3rd down and 12.
Kind of quiet over here on the Highland
sidelines. It is. There's not many people over here. nonetheless, here comes the third down play. Will Adam drops back to pass. Plenty of time. Throws it to the near side to Davis and has him, and in and out of his hands in the end zone.
Incomplete.
Davis
To
drops the
21.
easy touchdown catch right through his arms, and that brings up
12.
4th down. It is 4th down and 12 officially. It'd be a very short 12 or a really long 11, however you want to look at it. And I got to assume Pekin's just going to go for the score here, or the end zone here, especially considering the Huskies haven't really moved the ball. So if you don't make it, of course they can pick up a 1st down too. Riley Smith still in the game. Smith drops back to pass. He has Brock open in the end zone. Brock jumps up, makes the grab, feet are down, and touchdown for the Panthers.
Touchdown pass to number
Will
1.
Adam, what a beautiful floating pass there to Brock in the far corner of the end zone, and Elijah Brock able to get the ups going and snag that ball at the high point and come down with 2 feet in bounds, and the Panthers lead 20-0, waiting the point after try. Another Sinclair tractor touchdown. Will Adam to Elijah Brock. With actually time expired in the first quarter there on that play, so this will be the last play of the first quarter. As Will's got Henry to his right, Smith to his left. Smith takes a direct snap, goes down to the right side. He's wrapped up right at the goal line, falls forward, and no good,
Number
just
2 with the
short.
carry. No good.
And that'll keep our score at 20-0 at the end of the
That's
first
the end
quarter
of the
on the Sinclair Napa
first
scoreboard.
quarter.
And we will
Pekin
send
20,
it over to Steve.
Highland 0.
All right, thank you, Josh. And yeah, we are at Highland High School tonight, Pekin football. Our sponsors include our headliner, Helmuth Ford, Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Fairfield Precast Concrete, Sigourney Body Shop, Shetler Insurance Services, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Copeland Auto Body, Son-in-Law Services, South Ottumwa Savings Bank, Barn Wired, Fremont Funeral Chapel, Oski Dental, Sinclair Tractors, Sinclair Napa, Federation Bank, Gobbler Creek Seeds, Cranston Family Funeral Home, Nutrien Ag Solutions, Bridget's Public House, Adam Clark for Sheriff, and Adrian Dickey for the U.S. District, I always say that wrong, Senate District 44. By the way, Adrian Dickey is a Pekin alumni, so he is a proud supporter of Pekin football here on Steve Shetler Media. Appreciate all of our sponsors. And we got Josh and Zach with us tonight doing commentary. Guys, it's kind of an early blowout in the making, 20-0 at the end of 1.
Yeah, it is. Highland really has no answer for Pekin. Even that's the first 3rd down I think that Pekin's had, and able to convert that for the end zone. We'll flip sides here as the quarter's over. Just getting some score updates. Over in Cardinal at the Comets homecoming, Eddyville Blakesburg Fremont leads 24-14 in the first quarter.
Cardinal has 14?
Cardinal has 14.
Hey!
So, good homecoming for them so far. And you're going to have Liam Roberts. And I'm thinking it's the same guy. I'm just going to go with Aiden Havel back there. I can't see his number from here, but standing back at their own 10-yard line. Henry Adam ready to kick this away to start the second quarter. High, deep boot, fielded by Havel at about the 5-yard line. He's coming to the near side, gets up to about the 25, makes a man miss, and falls forward at the 35-yard line. So, again, Havel, as they're saying on the loudspeaker, taking his time to get up to the defenders and letting those blocks develop, and then finding the hole and going through it. So their kickoff return is causing problems for Pekin, as they've had some decent returns here, but offense hasn't been able to do much after that.
Well, and again, what we saw in the first quarter here is the Pekin's defense isn't really giving Highland's offense a lot of time to play. They got a total of possibly like 2 minutes total.
Here's a direct snap to Hartley Norman, and he's going to be tackled for a loss.
Carry. Norman.
It was Casey Davis, the first one on the scene to trip him up. Finished up by a couple other Panthers, but
down to 12.
First one there. And you want to finish your thought there, Zach?
Well, like I said...
Unless you forgot what you were talking about.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm doing both. I'm doing stats in here. I'll let you do this play, but after that I'll be ready.
All right. You be ready there as McFarland and Harley Norman back under center. It's Harley Norman's going to do a little spin back, and up the middle he goes, and he's going to be tackled at the original line of scrimmage.
Logan McFarland with the carry.
One of the few plays for positive yards for the Huskies, and pulled a little single wing action out of that play there. Spun around, and speaking of, just got a score update when we're going to talk about single wing. Sigourney and Kyoto and Pella Christian near the end of the first quarter, and scoreless in that one right now. So nothing happening over there at Pella Christian, but looks like Highland's going to revert back to it in a single wing formation. This time it's Norman. He gets back to line of scrimmage before he's
number 17
dropped there, and Pekin adjusted on the fly there. Carry. I'm sure they saw that on film, but
on the play.
They did not push for penetration there. Just let it develop, let them do that movement in there, and that's going to bring up a fourth down and another punt from Highland.
From the 30.
Kind of like what I was talking about earlier, though, and we just saw here on this Highland offensive drive too, is Pekin's defense isn't letting up from the last quarter. Number 17 on Highland's offense only got 3 rushing yards, and that's it. That's all that they had towards their offense. So Pekin's doing really good here on their defense and rushing the quarterback because they know a lot. I haven't seen him he didn't try to do a pass play at all besides one time last in the first quarter here. So they obviously know that he's pretty much a rushing quarterback. So they're really good at watching him there. And in that last drive, they made him lose 2 yards. He gained 2. And then they didn't let him go forward at all there. So now we're going back here to the Pekin offense, and we all know how Pekin's offense has been doing all night. They're working more as a team. They're getting back in that work ethic here, and we're basically seeing Pekin football like we saw in the past games before Lisbon there.
Yep, and another good punt by Diaz there on fourth down. Smith thought about returning that one, but then wisely just let it go. So Pekin will take over at the 27-yard line with 10 minutes to go in the first half. Adams sends Brown in motion to the far side. He's going to drop back to pass. He looks deep down this side. He's got Casey Davis. Going to be a jump ball that nobody's going to win.
Number 9
as Adam kind of had that ball floated up there on the wind. Is blowing kind of at Pekin's face now, hitting our backs right now. But ball just kind of hung up there and unfortunately was not able to pick it off or anything. And as I was saying with the spin back thing, and then Sigourney Kyoto Pella Christian, little time left in the first quarter, but Sigourney Kyoto ready right on the 1-yard line with first and goal, so see if they can punch that in. Here's Will. Takes the snap, hands it off to Glick. Glick up the middle, all the way up to the 35-yard line.
Number 10 with the run. Tackled by
that'll bring up a third down for the Panthers.
McFarland.
I'll jump in here, Josh, and just want to say thanks to Highland for allowing us to be here tonight to broadcast the game on Steve Shetler Media. Appreciate their generosity and letting us set up shop here in the stands.
All righty, so it'll be a third down and 3 for the Panthers. Ball is at their own 35-yard line. We're going to have twin receivers to the near side. It's Brown and Davis. It's going to be a fake handoff to Glick. Adams going to keep it. He's tripped up in the backfield and gets nowhere. Tried to dance his way out of that one.
Tackled by number 7.
Good tackling by the Huskies.
Miller.
And
fourth down.
It'll be fourth down for Pekin, and we'll see what they decide to do here. 3 yards hasn't been much lately, and it looks like they may be going for this. They are, as Will Adam comes out. He's got, Davis and Brown to the near side. Glick and Henry Adam up on the line all the way out to the far side as Elijah Brock. Snap is low to Will Adam. He's just going to have to keep it. Goes up the middle. Has the first down easily. Has the ball knocked out again. This time it's scooped up by Pekin, though. Second fumble by Will Adam. One fumble. I'm not sure why that didn't count. As the first one, but that one was clearly a fumble, but picked up by Pekin. Nonetheless, it's a first down, and I do apologize as I had I had not refreshed my screen, and Sigourney Kyoto actually leads in the second quarter. They lead 21-0 over Pella Christian, so I do apologize about that. I was looking at a score update that was probably about 35 minutes old. Here's a quick pass out to the flat to Elijah Brock. Tries to power his way through the first wave and falls forward near a first down. Might go down as a 9-yard gain, maybe just shy of the first down, but good first down play for Pekin. the quick screen pass out to the left side to Elijah Brock. Brock was our Daisy Dew Landscape Player of the Game last week, if I remember right. Pekin has it. 2nd and 1, 7:37 to go in the half. Adam takes the snap, looking downfield. He's got Brown in the flat, but decides to tuck it down and tries to beat it around the corner. He's got the first down up to the 40 and runs out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. Looks like they're going to spot him right there, so it'll be first down for Pekin. And over it, Wayne has a 12-0 lead over North Mahaska right now. 3 minutes left in the second quarter. As Pekin's huddled up, seeing what they can come up with here. Driving right down the field again. Adam in an empty set. Henry Adam goes in motion. They hand it to him to the left side. Up the hip middle he goes. He's got a hole all the way up. It's going to be another first down for the Panthers. At least close to it. And they haven't signaled it yet. It must be close enough. Now they do signal and give him the first down. So another first down for the Panthers. It'll go down as a 10-yard gain for Henry Adam. 7:22 to go here in the first half. Davis County and Albia are still scoreless near the end of the first quarter in that one. Here's a handoff to Glick. He goes up the middle. He's got a lot of running room all the way in and makes one step to the left, and he's in for the score. Another Sinclair Tractor touchdown. This time it's Nolan Glick up the middle.
26,
and the Panthers lead 26-0 with 7:01 to go here in the opening quarter, and we'll wait the point after try. I'm sure it will be a 2-point conversion as the Sinclair Napa scoreboard is getting worked out by Pekin again. Besides last week's game, familiar sight, a lot of points for Pekin and 0 for the opponent. This time they are going to kick the extra point. Really have to ask Coach Weber what the determining factor is on these 2 points versus extra points. Here's the snap is good, hold is good, kick is no good.
Oh, no good.
Maybe that's what the answer is. So Henry Adams misses the point after try, so it'll remain 26-0 with 7:01 to go here in the first half.
After 5 in the second quarter.
All right, so 7:01 to go before halftime, 26-0 in favor of Pekin. Our sponsors include our headliner, Helmuth Ford in Sigourney, got Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Fairfield Precast Concrete, Sigourney Body Shop, Shetler Insurance Services, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Copeland Auto Body, Son-in-Law Services, South Ottumwa Savings Bank, and Barn Wired. We'll save some of our other sponsors for a little bit later. Now, of course, guys, tomorrow Iowa is at Ohio State. What are you guys thinking? Does Iowa stand any chance at all?
I'm going to say they of course they stand a chance. Now, the likelihood of them holding up and pulling out what they did, I don't know how many years ago that was now, 6-7 years ago, when they similar situation. Iowa was unranked, Ohio State was 1-3, which is about every year in college football, and Iowa just went in, or Ohio State came to town then and absolutely waxed the Buckeyes. But I just don't see it this year. I just have a hard time believing that Iowa can pull this one out. I don't think it'll be as ugly as some people think it will be, just because it's Iowa and it's their defense. They rarely get blown out, but I just have a hard time talking myself into thinking that Iowa can win.
Zach, what do you got quickly?
I'm not going to lie, I don't like Iowa, so I'm rooting for Ohio State. I'm sorry for all my fan base out there, but I'm sticking with my blood here.
Kick bounces. Picked up by Havel. He waits and lays, now goes upfield. He's wrestling through a tackle, and he's going to be brought down at about the 31-yard line. That was actually Colton Seifert who returned at that time.
Are you an Iowa Stater, Zach?
Yeah, I am. I will admit, I do think it's going to be a better game for Iowa tomorrow. I think that everyone's thinking it's going to be a blowout. I do think it'll be a good game, and I can't say anything because Iowa State has a really easy schedule this year. If we face the teams that Iowa would play, I don't think our record would be 4-0 right now. So I'm a realist here.
All right, Highland back to the original formation. It's going to be a direct snap, and he's going nowhere. Immediately brought down.
Tackled by number 54.
By Alton Williams that time. Just blew through the line of scrimmage and comes up with tackle for a loss. That was Hartley Norman trying to attempt to carry it, and Pekin back on the attack.
Zach, you have disappointed Natalie Kopseeker.
I'll see her next weekend, so yeah, we'll talk about it.
Natalie thought you were smarter than that, so
that's okay. We have good opinions.
2nd and 15, balls at the 27-yard line. McFarland looks like now Hartley Norman looks like he's going to take the snap. We'll see. Goes to Hartley Norman. He rolls to the right side, quickly throws it, and it's incomplete. And
number 17.
Casey Davis had another chance at a pick there.
For number 23.
But couldn't quite get there in time. And incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 15. And Highland, really their only success was that little bit of single wing they were running and basically forced Pekin to stop penetrating and would fall forward for a couple yards. But that doesn't do you much good on 3rd and 15 on your own side of the ball. 6:03 to go here in the second quarter. As Pekin looks to force another 3 and out. This time the snap goes to McFarland. He's going to run to the near side. He's in trouble in the backfield. Alton Williams had him wrapped up. Initially ripped the ball out in the process, and Pekin's going to come up with it. So Alton Williams,
number 9, with the recovery,
forces a turnover there. And
first down and 10.
I did not see who actually picked it up, but he Williams, 2 plays in that drive, just a force up there, and certainly garnering some nomination for the Daisy Dew Landscape Player of the Game in those couple of plays.
What I saw there was I couldn't see who tried to tackle him, but when he tried to get a tackle there, the ball went out of his hand, and he kind of swung it, and there he was right there. He just caught it like a ball and went down on the ground, which is a safe play by Pekin.
Alton was whipping him around and kind of just punched it free. But Pekin takes over at their own at the Highland 27-yard line, and here's going to be a full start on the Panthers, as Henry Adam looked like he jumped a little soon. I'll march him back 5, so it'll be 1st and 15 for the Panthers.
So who does Iowa State have for tomorrow?
Northwest Grambling State Tech.
See if I'd have to look in the halftime, Steve. I'm not going to lie. I don't know right now.
I'm going with Tech.
Yeah. Here comes the snap to Will Adam. He's looking to the near sideline. He throws it to Elijah Brock, makes the catch, turns, tries to fire upfield. He's pushed out of bounds.
Number 1 with the reception.
At about the 20-yard line. Just shy. They're going to mark him at the 19, so it'll bring excuse me, not the 19, the 21-yard line. This will be 2nd down and about 4 or 5. Speaking right back up on the line, ready to go. Henry Adam to Will Adams right. Snap. Will Adam keeps it to the right side. He's got a hole all the way up to the 10. Steps back, does a couple more jukes, and then finally wrestled out of bounds at the 10-yard line. That'll be good enough for a Pekin first down. And looks like he's on the
tackled by number
actual
2,
spot of the football is going to matter here, and whether they can get a first down or if it's going to be 1st and goal.
First down,
like they're going to have the just the other side of the 10, so there will be a first down inside the 1-yard line. 5:42 to go here. Pekin threatening, leading 26-0 on the Sinclair Napa scoreboard, and looking to get it to where this. Well, we couldn't quite get to the continuous clock, I guess, in this situation, but here's a direct snap to Glick. He's going to follow Will out to the right side, cuts up field, falls forward inside
number
the 5.
10 with the run, number 23.
Short of the goal line.
Colton Seifert with the tackle.
As they will spot him at the 3-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 2 with the ball at the 3-yard line. Adam comes out, and this one empty. Glick comes in motion. They hand it to him to the right side. He goes in for the Sinclair tractor touchdown. Goes Nolan Glick, his second touchdown of the game, and Pekin leads 32-0 with 5:03 to go here in the second quarter. Based on the missed extra point, I'm going to assume they go for two, but trying to guess on what they're going to do is become tough to do. We'll see. And
it's kind of weird here, Josh, because we've seen Henry Adam kick before, and that one game we did, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was 2 weeks ago. He was really consistent, so I wouldn't let one missed goal, make a decision. I get him to get used to it, but
Riley Smith takes a direct snap. He's going to go to the right side, following Will Adam, and he falls forward in for the 2-point conversion. Make it 34-0 with 5:03 to go in the second quarter.
Pekin 34, Highland
Riley Smith,
0.
They've tried to force feed him inside the 5-yard line a few times, finally able to break through and get the Pekin score 34-0. And I'm going to send it to you two. I look for some scores here.
All righty, thank you, Josh. We'll pick up where we left off on our sponsors, and that includes Barn Wired, Fremont Funeral Chapel, Oski Dental, Sinclair Tractor, and Sinclair Napa, Federation Bank, Gobbler Creek Seeds, Cranston Family Funeral Home, Nutrien Ag Solutions, Bridget's Public House, Adam Clark for Sheriff, and Adrian Dickey for U.S. Senate District 44. And, of course, we'll pick our Daisy Dew Landscaping Player of the game a little bit later on. Right now, 5:03 left in the first half, 34-0 in favor of Pekin. And anything new happening over there, Josh?
Not that I've got to yet. I'm waiting my screen to refresh.
Honestly, if we're talking about the player of the game here, I think it's too close to call. We're probably going to have to watch a lot more of the game left because I think Pekin's all pretty much contributed pretty evenly. Will Adams had 2 touchdowns. Nolan Glick's had 2 touchdowns. So you can't really go on like a touchdown factor there. I'd really have to go deep into the stats here to find out if we chose it right now. Like I said, I think we have a lot more game to watch here before we can actually choose it.
I'll just if Pekin ends up pitching another shutout, in my opinion, it's got to go to a defensive player. And right now, I got my eye on Alton Williams forcing that sack, disrupting the line on every play. Here comes a kick from Henry Adam. And this is fielded but dropped initially. He picks it back up. Now he's got room to run. It's number 15. And then he's ripped from behind.
Number 15, William Dunbar with the
But nonetheless, the Huskies
15.
will start at the 40-yard line. They've had decent success on kickoff returns, but just can't do anything after that fact. See if Pekin can hold strong here defensively.
First down and 10 from the 40.
Keep our eye on the line of scrimmage here, and we'll just see the push that they're getting. Williams on the far side there. Here comes the snap from McFarland. Click throw out to the flats. It's completed number 11. He makes a couple guys miss and then finally pushed out of bounds by Elijah Brock at the 47-yard line. Ian Roberts on the reception. So quick pass to the flats. Trying
Second
to
down and 3.
take the approach of if you can't stop them, then beat them to the punch. See if they do it again. Again, this is a bad snap. Goes up in the air, picked up by Pekin, fielded in the air, and I believe that's Alton Williams. It is.
Number 54.
And you're really going to have a hard time now, Zach, convincing me he's not so far the player of the game.
Yeah, that just proven your case right there.
The high snap, they're trying to snap it directly to the fullback. That's almost every play motions right in front of the two quarterbacks. And that time the snap, I don't know if it was supposed to go to him or if it was early or what, but goes right off of his hands up in the air. Alton Williams had the penetration and just caught it in the air. I don't even know if that classifies as an interception or a fumble recovery because it was the snap. I have no idea. Somebody at home watching that has access to a computer, you should Google that real quick and then let us know. But
well, let's go back to so-and-so back in the Steve Shetler studios.
Yeah, it's back in the Steve Shetler studios. We'll let you know who that is after they give us the answer. There's a lot of them.
Our official.
Yeah, official. But Pekin's going to start in plus territory again after that turnover. With 4:20 to go here in the opening quarter. And Zach will send it to you. I'll keep checking these scores here.
Well, a key player, like I said, we've been talking about Alton Williams, and not just this game, but Alton Williams. Let's go back to a couple games. Lisbon, he was a really key priority to Pekin's comeback there. Number 7, Boots from Lisbon. He was tearing up on Pekin's defense the whole night, but Alton Williams was a lot of their saving grace, tackling him right when he was getting out of the pocket there and was stopping the yards, and he really slowed down Boots' momentum there in Lisbon. And we'll go back. I have to go back more and more in my stats, but Alton Williams Sr., he's a senior there at Pekin, and he has been a really key priority there on the Pekin's offensive line and defensive line there, making sure the defenses of any other team won't get towards Will Adam. But also on the defensive line, he pressures the quarterback a lot.
Yeah, righty. Well, one interesting update. The last time we checked on this game, it was 21-0 in the second quarter, but now it's 28-14 still in the second quarter between Sigourney Kyoto and Pella Christian. So a barn burner there as Adam takes the snap. Dances around, fires it deep down the field. He's got Robert Brown running alone. He stops, catches it, turns around and walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers.
Touchdown.
On a 40-yard pass play, 40-ish, 39-ish yard pass play. Pekin strikes. And that's that same play that Brown was running free before that Will Adam just didn't see him. This time he saw him and actually floated the pass a little bit, and Brown was so wide open he had time to stop, field it like it was a punt, and then turn around and basically walk into the end zone. So just like that, 40-0, a Sinclair tractor touchdown for the Pekin Panthers. And here is Henry Adam to try the point after to make it. He's going to try to make it 41 here. We'll see. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is low, and no good.
Field goal, no good.
Don't know that official is 100% certain it was no good, but he says no good. So it is 40-0 with 4:12 remaining.
0.
He's still saying it's no good.
Yeah, he was. It was close, but I think he was probably making sure it didn't hit him versus looking up.
They were still just a minute ago or just a second ago saying that it was still no good.
All right.
Do you think it was no good?
Yeah.
I don't think it was good.
I think the people needed to know, Steve.
Yeah. People needed to know that it was no good. It's still no good. It's 40-0 in favor of Pekin. We thank some of our sponsors, including Helmuth Ford, Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Fairfield Precast, Concrete, Sigourney Body Shop, Shetler Insurance Services, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Copeland Auto Body, Son-in-Law Services, South Ottumwa Savings Bank, and Barnwired. Of course, you see their ads rotating in the bottom right corner of your screen. When you see these businesses, when you see these folks that are sponsoring, make sure you tell them. Thanks for sponsoring Pekin football, making it possible here on Steve Shetler Media. Because if it weren't for our sponsors, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be able to do our broadcast. So we appreciate their sponsorship and their support.
All right. Couple updates. Some different scores here, but Oskaloosa leads Clinton 6-2. They are playing football.
Baseball.
Albia leads Davis County 6-0. Ottumwa and Ames are tied at 7 apiece. Wayne leads North Mahaska 14-0, and I'll get. Actually, that's the last one I got. So here comes the kickoff from Henry. Kick is low and to the far side. Fielded out. There's a different returner again. I cannot see the number from here. Is number 18. Now that I see him, he gets up to about
Number
the 32-yard line.
This
is Garrett Beeson with the return. So they've kickoff, put a different guy on that far side there.
First down and 10 from
and that's where Pekin keeps attacking, or at least that's where Adam keeps kicking it. Other than his one kickoff attempt was a little botched, but the score is 40-0. That'll spawn the continuous clock. It'll only stop on scores and timeouts, injured players, and then momentarily on change of possessions. But clock will continue to run, and Highland will come out with twin receivers to the near side, a single receiver to the far side. Snap is direct to the fullback this time, goes up the middle and has a decent gain of about 4 or 5 on that direct snap. I believe that's what they were trying to do.
Number 23 with the carry.
On the last play, that the
Colt
snap
Seifert.
popped up in the air, and
Second down and 4.
Pekin was able to come up with it. Second down and 4, so first time that Highland's been on schedule, as they say, here tonight. Snap this time goes to McFarland. He's going to roll to the near side, throws back to the far side, and it's incomplete, in and out of the hands of intended receiver Liam Roberts. He just did a little stop route there, and he was open right at the line of scrimmage. Probably wouldn't have gotten much even if he did catch it, as Pekin was all over that thing. So that'll bring up third down and 4.
Well, now would be the time to do it here for Highland. You look at the score here, and Highland got a carry of 5 yards on this drive. That's actually the most that they've had. And that's all they've had this quarter. But, now's the time to do it. You got this time left. What's there really to lose?
Here's a direct snap to the fullback again, and he's going to get wrapped up this time.
Number 24.
That time getting the penetration was Sam
Jose
Sharp.
Ramirez with the carry.
Wrapped him up right at his legs. Maybe read it and went right at his legs instead of trying to meet him head on there. Keeps him out of first down yardage, so it'll be 4th down and 3. And we'll see if Highland goes for this. You may as well. There's a minute 45 now left on the continuously running clock. Highland taking their time. Just actually realizing that there's not a visible play clock on the field. I thought that was a rule now, that you had to have a visible one on the field in high school football. I guess there is one all the way over there to the far side of us, but really small writing. Here's a direct snap to McFarland. He's rolling to the right, throws it down to the flat, and he had a man but overthrows him. It was intended for Leon Roberts, and he would have, he could have,
turnover on downs.
if McFarland could have got that pass down into his hands, that would have been good enough for a first down. But nonetheless, it is a turnover on downs, and Pekin will take over with 58 seconds and counting here before halftime. They have the ball at the Highland 39-yard line. Here is direct snap to Adams. No, he hands it off to Henry. He dives forward for a gain of about 4. And Pekin in hurry-up mode now with 28 seconds to go. Clock will not stop unless they take a timeout. They lead 40-0. Up to the line with 20 seconds to go in the half. Adam. Direct snap to Henry, that's Glick. He's going to follow it to the outside. Makes the first man miss in the backfield. Winds his way up forward, up past the 30. Still going on his feet, all the way down. With 10 seconds to go, he falls forward at the 25-yard line. 55. And if Pekin doesn't take a timeout, that will do it. They're not going to. They lead 40-0, and they're going to take that to halftime. So we have reached halftime here with Pekin leading 40-0. And Steve, we'll let you take it away.
All right, again, we'll jump in with some of our sponsors: Fremont Funeral Chapel, Oski Dental, Sinclair Tractors, Sinclair Napa, Federation Bank, Gobbler Creek Seeds, Cranston Family Funeral Home, Nutrien Ag Solutions, Bridget's Public House, Adam Clark for Sheriff, Adrian Dickey for Senate District 44. Later on, we'll pick our Daisy Dew Landscaping Player of the Game. We'll give the announcers a break during halftime. We're going to have the marching band for Highland coming out here momentarily, so we'll enjoy that show, and we'll be back more with the second half a little bit later on right here on Steve Shetler Media.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was your Highland Marching Band with their selection from Taylor Swift. And we have a marching band senior to honor tonight, Miss Grayson Yoder.
All righty, we are back on the air here on Steve Shetler Media. And again, just wanted to point out during that halftime dance performance that we couldn't air the music because they were playing recorded, copyrighted music, and that would get me flagged on Facebook and YouTube. So apologies for not being able to air that music, but you did get to see that dance routine, which was excellent. We've got about 1:50 before we kick off for the second half here at Highland. Pekin leading 40-0 at halftime. We'll run through our sponsors once again for you, as Helmuth Ford is our headliner, Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Fairfield Precast Concrete among our sponsors, including Sigourney Body Shop, Shetler Insurance Services, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Copeland Auto Body, Son-in-Law Services, South Ottumwa Savings Bank, Barnwired, Fremont Funeral Chapel, Oski Dental, Sinclair Tractor, Sinclair Napa, Federation Bank, Gobbler Creek Seeds, Cranston Family Funeral Home, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Bridget's Public House, Adam Clark for Sheriff, and Adrian Dickey to Senate District 44. Our Daisy Dew Landscaping Player of the Game will get picked here a little bit later on. Let's take it over to Josh and Zach, who got about a minute before we kick things off, guys.
All right, and as you can tell from the scoreboard, 40-0 Pekin's lead. It was all Pekin in that first half. Pekin really, Highland didn't have an answer for Pekin's offense, and Pekin's defense is just a force. Pitching another shutout here halfway through this one. We will resume the second half under the continuous clock rules with that score being 40-0. So, and as Steve just mentioned, the Daisy Dew's Landscape Player of the Game, certainly a spoiler alert, but Alden Williams is certainly looking like it, as we'll probably quickly get into some backup player scenarios and stuff like that here in this one. But Zach has got some first half stats for everyone. These are unofficial stats, as it is impossible to be official and doing it live here.
Yeah, I'll get through it pretty quick, but number 10, Nolan Glick, has 93 yards of rushing and 2 rushing touchdowns. Number 9, Will Adam, has 79 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Number 15, Henry Adam, has 24 rushing yards. Number 1, Elijah Brock, has 9 receiving yards, but 1 being a passing touchdown. Will Adam has 86 passing yards and 2 touchdown passes. And the last one is Robert Brown, number 5, with a 44-yard receiving touchdown.
All righty, so those are your first half Zach stats. We'll call them the Zach stats instead of the unofficial stats, the Zach stats. As Pekin will receive the second half kickoff, and Diaz sets them up back deep for the Panthers. Robert Brown, the lone deep back, awaits the kick. Diaz's kick is a nice-looking kick, but fielded by Brown just in front of the goal line. He's up to the 20 before he makes contact, spins out of the first kick, and he's got a lane. He's all the way down to the 50. One man to beat is Diaz. Diaz grabs his jersey and pulls him out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Number 5 with the tackle.
So Robert Brown with
Jared
a huge
Diaz.
kickoff return to start things off, and Jared Diaz, the kicker, had to track him down and did a nice job because it was him to beat, the kicker to beat, and Diaz is able to get him out of bounds. Nonetheless, Pekin will start deep into
First
Husky
down and 10
territory
for the 32.
here in the second half.
28.
Clock started on the kickoff and will continue to run unless the team takes a timeout or a score. And immediately we got a whistle.
Injury timeout.
Feels like the wind is picking up just a little bit, Josh,
Yes,
here as
it
the second
does.
half begins. You can hear it in the microphone.
You're just wanting to get to that forecast, aren't you, Steve? Yeah. You made the slip earlier, and now you're just, I'm going to get a forecast in here. My mind's made up. There's a official's timeout there. Not sure why. Here is Will Adam. He's got Robert Brown in motion. They're going to hand it to him. No, he's going to fake the handoff to Brown. Keeps it, and now he's in trouble. Fumbles it again, but picked up by a lineman of the Panthers, so they'll keep the ball. That's the third time that ball's popped out of Will Adams'
Number
hand
5 on the recovery
tonight. Luckily for him, though, it's never been a true turnover, but certainly 3 fumbles. Well, 2 fumbles by the way the stats will go. The 1 fumble was negated with some penalty that they never signaled or anything. They just took the ball away from Highland, gave it back to Pekin, and marched the ball forward 2 yards. So not sure. It'll be interesting. You'll have to ask Coach Weber, Zach, during your postgame what that call was on the field.
That was weird.
Here's the snap to Adam. He's going to hand it off to Glick. Up the middle he goes. He powers his way through and falls
Number
forward
10 on the run.
at about the 20-yard line.
By the way, guys, I am hearing that extra point that Pekin missed was no good.
Okay.
And we're back to the first half.
They're still signaling that. I'm pretty sure he thought it was going to hit him in the head, and he was just reacting. But it'll be third down for Pekin here. Third and 4. Ball's at the 22-yard line. Snap to Will Adam. Pump fakes. Now he rolls to the near side, floats it up into the air, and that's dangerous. It's going to be intercepted at the goal line by Highland. He intercepted it. They're going to spot it inside
Number
the
2,
one, and that was
Tyler Pearson.
That ball did not look good coming out of Will Adams' hand, and it just kind of floated up there. There was about 4 Huskies in the area, and the lone receiver, Elijah Brock, was in the back of the end zone. The ball landed in front of the end zone, so a turnover for the Panthers to start this off, and Highland will start, and they actually put it at the 2-yard line is where they're going to spot it. So it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 2. Clock continues to run. We're at 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Pekin still leads 40-0. Snap. McFarland, he goes to the right side. Actually, no, that was to the fullback who's driven straight
Logan
backwards.
McFarland with the carry.
It was Logan McFarland. I lost him in the scrum there. Tackled by Alton Williams and Caden Bender.
Of course, Highland's got to be worried about a potential safety in this situation.
Yeah, they do. That moved them back a half yard or so.
And that's scary, too, because they're so used to doing the run game here. That's
snap to McFarland. He throws it quickly out to the outside, and he has number 11. He has some room to run all the way up to about the
Liam Roberts with the reception.
12-yard line. That's Liam Roberts.
First
That'll
down,
give
Highland
a first down, and I believe that is their first down of the game. With 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. The right time to do so off the turnover, off the interception by Will. And the Panthers. And the Huskies back at the line. Actually, that is Garrett Benson, another high snap all the way back towards the end zone. Still free. Pekin's going to fall on it and recover it. He might be in for a score. It's going to be close. No, they're literally right next to the goal line. So Pekin's going to get it right back on another high snap by the Huskies. And Pekin has it 1st and goal inside the 1-yard line. And they can essentially pick up where they left off on that interception and punch this thing in for a score. They had changed the 2 quarterbacks. It was Hartley Norman and Logan McFarland, but Garrett Beeson was in there that time. Wouldn't have mattered unless they had a 6'5 quarterback. They probably weren't getting that ball. The snap was very high. Here's a handoff to Glick, and he's going to power his way in for a half-yard run touchdown. So that drive is good for 1 play and a half a yard gained. And another Sinclair Tractor touchdown, and Pekin leads 46-0 with 7 minutes to go in the third period. As they will go for 2. Henry had a couple of chances at it and missed them both, so back to going for the 2-point conversion. Twin receivers to the far side. Adams going to throw it over there to Casey Davis. He makes the catch and makes the first man miss and in for the 2-point conversion. Casey Davis on
48
the wide receiver screen, able to punch it in for 2. It is now 48-0 with 7 minutes remaining in the third period.
And that's a thing there, is we don't really talk about him a lot, but Casey Davis, he's always been one of those players that he's relying on, but he doesn't really get the ball that much. But that was a good example there. I think that's the first ever play that I've seen him catch this game yet. But again, he's always there. Me personally, I think he's reliable. No one really had him covered in that play. So I think that we're going to see a little bit more of Casey Davis than people really think of. It's normally like, Robert Brown or Elijah Brock, but don't forget about Casey Davis. Not yet anyways.
That is right. And so Pekin now with 48-0 lead will kick it off to Highland. Let's see who they send back there this time. Now they're going to send Garrett Beeson and Liam Roberts back. Beeson's on the far side of the field on your screen there. Far side, that corner. That's where the kicks have all but one have kind of went back in that corner for Henry Adam. See if he holds pad. Highlands had some decent returns here tonight, though. They've certainly, Henry's been getting it to about the 10, 15-yard line, and they've consistently got it up to about the 35, 40-yard line right in there. So certainly a bright spot for the Highland Huskies here tonight has been the kick returns. And fortunately for Pekin, they've had Highlands had a whole bunch of chances at it because Pekin keeps scoring. And it is going to go to Beeston. He's actually going to have to run up on this one. Fields is at the 20. Jumps as he catches it, and he's wrapped up at about the 30.
18,
so about a 10-yard return that time, and that's where Highland will take over this time. We'll have to watch in the quarterback position because they had a couple different jerseys out there that last series, and we'll see what they do this time around, changing some things up. Of course, if you got a 0 on the scoreboard and offensively you gotta try something. Does look like Hartley Norman's running back out there. It'll be Hartley Norman and Beeson. It is a snap to Beeson. He throws it to the flat, and it's intercepted. It's going to be a pick six for Riley Smith. Totally jumped that route, and
interception.
Riley Smith takes it to the house with 6:06 to go. It's a Sinclair Tractor touchdown for the Panthers, a defensive touchdown, and it's 54-0. Waiting the point after. Smith read that, immediately jumped that route, and the second he secured that ball, he was gone. There was not a chance for a Husky to catch him. So great job by Riley Smith. And it is now, as I said, 6:06 to go, 54-0, and they'll try for the 2 points. Will's got Henry to his right. He's going to hand it off to Henry Adam. He's going to go up the middle, met at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be short.
No good on the 2-point conversion.
We'll stay at 54-0 with 6:06 to go here in the third quarter.
After 6 in the third, Pekin 54.
All right. Again, just a reminder, coming up tomorrow morning, we will be up bright and early for the sports section. We're live from Brothers Market in downtown Sigourney. Tomorrow's guests include Pekin coach Clint Weber. He'll kick things off as usual. Our second guest will be Sigourney cross-country coach Cody Branstead, who will have some of the runners for Sigourney with him, and then we'll wrap things up with Sigourney Keota's Jared Jensen, talking about their game at Pella Christian. We got an update on that? Still 28-14?
28-14
with the SK game at Pella Christian. So,
yep, a certain just peeking in there and looking at the updates there, but definitely had a little scoring outburst there in the second quarter. It was 21-0 Sigourney Keota, now 28-14, but it all happened in about 4 minutes of game time from what I could tell from score updates anyway, and it seems to be a field position battle now, but see how they can, of course, that one as we wind down the season, the huge implications onto who is going to be ultimately the district champion in there. I think the winner of that one is the front runner, so a lot on the line there, and Pekin's getting ready to kick it off. We're going to have a different kicker for the Panthers. Actually, we got a whole bunch of nice, clean uniforms out there for the Panthers as they send in some of the reserves on the kicking team, and the kicker, I cannot see his number yet. There we go. He is Sam Sharp, and he's having troubles getting the ball on the tee there to start. Sharp approaches it, boots it down the field. It's going to roll and pass the outreached arms of the returner. He does pick it up, and then it falls down at about the 15-yard line. So Liam Roberts tried to field it on the ground and rolled past him.
Liam Roberts.
And kind of slipped as he was getting ready to approach the line. So
First down
nothing
and
doing
10
there,
from
and that's going to
15.
put Highland all the way back at the 15-yard line to start this drive. And Pekin, again, you can tell by the cleanliness of the uniforms, that was the second kicking team. Looks like all the starters are back out there for defense, but getting some backup players some time there on the kickoff.
I'm going to be honest. I think that was one of the first kicks I've seen from Sam Sharp, and that wasn't too bad from the sophomore.
He kicked in the game earlier this year. He did kick off once. I do remember that. But I think it was a similar thing. It was, a whole bunch of points to nothing. And here's a play that's going nowhere. It's going to be another huge loss.
Garrett Beeson with the
as
run.
we got two Panthers initially got there. First one I saw was Lane Costanelos.
Second down and 15.
Castellanos.
from 10.
Came flying in there and give him a loss of 5. So it'll be 2nd and 15, 4:53 to go in the third period.
By the way, Caitlin, I see you in the comments asking about the score. It's the score is right in the middle of your screen. I don't update it on the ticker below just because it's right on the screen at all times. So 54-0 in favor of Pekin.
There's another high snap, fielded in the end zone, in trouble, and just throws it deep, more so just throwing it away. So great job by Sage Hartley Norman of
Number
Highland
17
there.
on the throw. Incomplete.
He had to jump to bring that down, was in the end zone and just tossed it out,
Third down and
out of
15.
bounds to save the safety there. So it'll be 3rd down and 15, balls at the 10-yard line. 4 minutes to go here in the third period. And Hartley Norman looks to be limping and walking very slowly back to the huddle after he got the play. And he's going to stay in there. I'm kind of surprised. I'm not sure what is going on right now, but they're taking a long time to get this play in. And now a timeout is called.
Timeout, Highland.
Highland. So Highland basically was running. We can't see the play clock from where we're at, but basically running the play clock out and takes their first time out with Hartley Norman walking gingerly on that leg.
And they're literally his teammates are carrying him off of the field.
They are. You'll be able to see that on the screen there, but yeah, carried him over. He certainly shaken up there. But that is, if you ever see a waving the white flag, you're going to run the continuous clock all the way down before taking a team timeout. That certainly is a signal. Sigourney Kyoto able to just punch one in here, and the score is now 35-14 in favor of the Cobras. As during this timeout, I'm going to start looking for some scores.
While he's looking at some scores there, I wanted to say there for Highland, number 17, who's walking off the field there, we're going to see a whole new offense from Highland now because he was pretty much their main scoring factor there, their main, not scoring, but main, offense there. So we're going to see a whole new offense pretty much here from Highland. So
yeah, we'll see. They had Beeson in there, so I would assume you'll see Beeson and McFarland back in those two spots.
Yep.
But it's not, so I assumed wrong. Never assume. I can't see the young man's number right now. He's in the spot that Harley Norman was, and here's immediately tackled in the backfield by Alton Williams. And
Number 18,
Lane,
Garrett Beeson on the
that
carry.
was-
Tackled by number 54.
It was Alton Williams that's going to be credited with the tackle, but there's a couple of Panthers there.
Fourth down and 20.
Almost before the snap got to
From
the
the
quarterback.
5.
I believe it was Caden Bender. So 4th and 20. Diaz will have to punt. He's going to have his heels on the back of the end zone. Snaps have been an issue tonight. It's certainly one of them. Snap is high, fielded, and just has to quickly push it out. Not going to be a very good punt. Buddy got it out of the end zone, actually lands right about where the first down
Kick by
marker
number
would
5.
have been.
Jared Diaz.
So Pekin will take over on the
First down and
26-yard
10
line.
on the 27.
Or 27, I guess.
No,
Line judge moved a little bit. That's where Pekin will take over.
It is quiet
Yes,
on the Highland sidelines right now.
it is. And I'm having. Here's a quick snap to Riley Smith, or handoff to Riley Smith up the middle. He
Number
goes
2
for
on the
a
carry.
chunk gain again, all the way down to the 10-yard line. As I was
Number 2.
trying to get some
Tyler
more
Pearson
score
with the
updates, and I'm
tackle.
running into some connectivity issues. Or bounds being
First
tricky.
down and 10 from the 10.
One of the two. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 10. The line judge just on the opposite side of the 10 to make it first down eligible. Here's a handoff again to Riley Smith up the middle. He goes.
Number 2 with the carry.
Tackle after a gain of about 4.
Tackled by number 67, Isaac Cleese.
And
Second down and 5.
yeah, I guess maybe finish out this drive. And you got to almost think we're going to see a lot of cleaner jerseys out there for the Panthers. You do have a couple of them sneaking in now. I see Carson Comstock out there. He's in the slot formation right now by Casey Davis. Will Adam now hands it off to Conrad. Conrad off the left side, or excuse me, Crow
Number
off the
4
left
on
side,
run.
and
Touchdown,
good
Pekin.
for another Sinclair Tractor touchdown by the Pekin Panthers. That moves the score to 60-0 with 53 seconds to go in the third quarter. And apologize on that slip on the last name. It's because of the first name. And we're going to have Henry Adam attempt a point after. 0 for 2 so far tonight. We'll see if he can get one in. Snap is high. Kick is up. And this time it's through and
Kick by number
good.
15. PAT is
They only
good.
signaled good once, though. So it is good, though.
Pekin
Yep.
61.
It's still good.
It's still good. That moves the score to 61-0 with 53 seconds remaining in the third period.
You took my joke, Josh. I was just getting ready to say it, too.
And it's still good. Hey, we do thank our sponsors for making our broadcast possible here for Pekin Football on Steve Shetler Media. Helmuth Ford is our headliner. We've also got the Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Fairfield Precast Concrete, Sigourney Body Shop, Shetler Insurance Services, Pilot Grove Savings Bank, Copeland Auto Body, Son-in-Law Services. Let's see here. Also South Ottumwa Savings Bank, Barn Wired, and Fremont Funeral Chapel among those that are our sponsors.
All right. And a little score update. North Mahaska making a little bit of a push. They changed that. It was 14-0. Now it's 14-3. North Mahaska has the ball 1st and 10 to start a drive at the Wayne 45-yard line. So certainly an opportunity to tack on some more points.
Say 14-3.
I did.
Okay.
Sam Sharp's getting ready to kick this thing off for the Panthers. And Sharp, low line drive kick, rolls. Fielded by Roberts to the middle, now back out to the outside, turns the corner, and he's wrapped up by
Number
a couple
11.
of Panthers at about the 40-yard line.
Liam Roberts with the return.
And that's where
Timeout, Pekin.
will. And Pekin just took a timeout. I noticed there's a lot of those clean white jerseys that were heading out to line up in the defensive huddle, as well as some dirty ones, and there's a lot of guys heading to that huddle, a lot more than you're supposed to have. So Coach Weber trying to get some subs in. I think they got too many out there, just wants to organize that. So he takes his first time out, actually of the game, first time out of the half with 36 seconds to go here in the third quarter, leading 61-0. And I've got to believe it's going to be the a bunch of the reserves coming out here on the field for the Panthers.
I'll throw in the rest of my sponsors for tonight. That includes Oski Dental, Sinclair Tractor, Sinclair Napa, Federation Bank, Gobbler Creek Seeds, Cranston Family Funeral Home, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Bridget's Public House, Adam Clark for Sheriff, and Adrian Dickey for Senate District 44.
All right, so Pekin does have the reserves in. Somebody out there. The one I see that's kind of stayed out there is Robert Brown, but first handoff to the left side.
Number
Pick up
18
3 or
with the
4.
handoff. Number 23, Colton
That is
Seifert
Colton
with the carry.
Seifert with the carry. Bring up
Second down and
second
5.
about 6. If Highland so chooses to run another play before the half, there's about 10 seconds on the clock. Let's see, they're certainly acting like they're going to. They'd have to hurry. 5 seconds on the clock here. 3, 2, 1, and they do not get it off. And certainly they were not really aware that that's what was going to happen because they looked confused on why there was a whistle. That'll send us to the fourth quarter. Pekin leading 61-0. Backups on both teams in to finish this thing out, and checking on some scores as well. But all Pekin again. Also, one other update that's not on Steve's screen. Last time I looked, Lisbon was leading Wapello by a score of 54-0 at halftime. Looks like Lisbon will pick up the victory, and the reason that's important right now is that with Pekin certainly going to win this game, it would be an absolute shock if for some reason they didn't, but and the same with the Lisbon and Wapello score, but that would lock Pekin into postseason play. Didn't really have a big doubt that they wouldn't get there starting out 4-0 and certainly getting to 5-1 tonight, but that kind of mathematically locks them into postseason play. Of course, they could be a 1 through a 4 seed. You wouldn't know the seed yet, but right now it certainly looks like they'll probably get that 2 seed. As here's a direct snap. Number 18 gets the corner turned all the way up to the 30, 45,
Number 18
40.
on the carry, Garrett Beeson.
Hard. That was Garrett
Number
Beeson.
1 on the tackle.
Smacked helmet
First
there after
down,
the first down for
Highland.
Just their second first down of the game. And
I actually have a score update here to interject. HLVTC is leading Twin Cedars 43-0. So HLV getting some points on their homecoming.
All righty. As here's a direct snap to the fullback. He goes up the middle. He's going to fall forward, end up picking up about 5 yards.
Tackled by number 20.
That is Jose Ramirez.
Second down and 7.
So that brings up 2nd and 7 with 10:50 to go in the game. Highland driving. Direct snap again to Roberts, and he falls forward.
Number 18,
going to be
Garrett Beeson
just
with the
shy.
carry. Number 53 with the tackle.
It'll bring up a 3rd down.
Some college football scores, Josh. We've got in the Big Ten, number 6 Oregon at the end of the first quarter leads Michigan State 7-0. So a tight game so far there in the first quarter. And then number 25 UNLV is behind against Syracuse 14-7.
All righty, there's a lot going on there at UNLV. Here's a high snap, but fielded by, I believe that's going to be good enough for a first down. I think, is that McFarland still in there? No, that is not.
Number
that
1 with the carry,
Caleb Wheeler. So he picks
First
up another first down.
Huskies.
And the Huskies crowd showing signs of life as well. But yeah, UNLV, there's quite a lot going on there with their.
Yeah.
I saw a sign that they were holding up at the last game that said that this is UNLV, not UNILV. And that's pretty funny. But if you don't know, they're starting quarterback, got him off to a 4-0 start, and left the school because he didn't get the money he was promised. That's the world we live in now in college football. Here's a handoff to 23. He's tackled
Number
after
23,
a short
Colton
game.
Seifert with the carry.
That is Colton Seifert. So just about said HLV. 8 Highland is
second down and 6.
Driving here on Pekin's. Certainly reserve players all in there right now for the Panthers. Getting some of the underclassmen some time on the field, leading 61-0, 8:56 to go in the game. Here's a snap to the fullback. He goes up the middle and still pushing his way
Number
forward. It's going to be good enough for a first
Jose
down.
Ramirez with the
Jose
carry.
Ramirez again. And Highland's got another first down.
Highland.
As Highland runs in the play and sets this thing up. Did you say HLV or UNLV was losing that game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Syracuse, 14-7.
The Orange. There's a snap to Wheeler.
Number 1, Caleb Wheeler
Finds
with
his
the
way
carry.
forward for about 6 yards, maybe even 7 on the play.
Tackled by number 13.
It'll be that Oregon-Michigan State game
Second
with Oregon
down and
leading
5.
7-0. I mean, that's going to be interesting when those West Coast
From the
teams
9.
kind of get into the swing of things in the Big Ten to see how they do against some of the Big Ten styles.
Yeah, the Pac-12, you got a little bit more of the West Coast offense, if you will, a little bit more spread, quicker paced. Big Ten, of course, everyone knows, just boosts everybody. Here's a roll around the right side and a touchdown for Highland.
Number 18, Garrett
That is
Beeson.
Garrett Beeson that goes in for the score.
Red.
And Highland fans celebrate for really the first time tonight to not be held shut out. 61-6 is the score with 7:30 to go. That'll stop the clock during the point after try. And we're going to get Jared Diaz out. Try the point after. His kick is no good.
With the PAT. No good.
That actually almost hit I think it did hit the scoreboard
With
pole.
7
Wow, he
minutes
really
and
hooked
30
that thing.
seconds left. Pekin 61.
It'll stay 61-6
Highland
with
6.
7:30 to go in the game. And I think with backups in and everything like that, it's pretty easy to name.
Should be push-ups.
Or we should name our
Shout out
Daisy
to
Dew
the
landscape player
Highland
of the game. And I
cheerleaders.
think Zach, with our conversations before, and then it is a fumble by rule. The center snap that the defensive lineman catches in the air is considered a fumble.
Okay.
But I think that just kind of cemented Alton Williams in there. Just been a disruptive force. He was on the fringe last week of being the player of the game, but I think with his performance tonight, just disrupting everything, I think he's our Daisy Dew landscape player of the game.
Absolutely.
That's my vote anyway.
Yeah, no, I think he's my vote too, but I don't want this person to not be noticed too. Riley Smith's pick 6 was absolutely a phenomenal play. Highland did not see him coming at all out of nowhere. He read that play, and he caught the ball and ran it for a pick 6, and he was gone. So even though he did have that pick 6, I do think Alton Williams should be the player of the game. But again, I don't think he should be unnoticed. He had a phenomenal play, and he's been a very big help to Pekin as well.
Yep. Yeah, a few, obviously when you score 61 points offensively, you can look at a lot, but I think, as I said before, besides last week, holding every team to basically nothing until it's time for backup players to come in. You got to give credit where credit is due and look at the defensive side of the ball. And so Alton Williams is your Daisy Dew landscape player of the game. So I know Zach here momentarily will go down and meet with him and talk to Coach Weber. And here's a kickoff that goes into the end zone for
Number
a touchback
5, Joey
by Diaz.
Jared Diaz with the absolute kick of his life.
Oh, that was the absolute kick of his life,
Touchback.
according to the PA announcer. But
First down and 20 Pekin.
based on what I've seen tonight, he's kicked the ball he's kicked the ball plenty deep each time. The kid's got a good leg on him. Actually surprised he missed that point after try. He hooked it badly, but even his punts, he had a couple not great ones, but you could just tell he's certainly got a leg
he's
on him.
Warmed up for his
kick
of his life.
Kick of his life. He actually said his name wrong too at first, so. Here come the Panthers, as I should have been paying attention because I'm not seeing who is back at quarterback.
Number 8 with the carry,
short carry. That was Carson Comstock, Carson Comstock in at the quarterback position. Lots of different ones out there. I saw Gabe Gentry jogging. I can see his number right now, but again, all reserves into the game for the Panthers right now as they're winding down this clock, leading 61-6 with 7 minutes to go. Clock continues to run. Let's see if Pekin's reserve can pick up a first down here on this drive. It is Comstock again back there. Hands it off to the near side, and that's going nowhere. That was William Daniels. Running back for the Panthers.
Number 13.
Unable to
do
much there, so it'll be third down and long for the Panthers.
Seifert. Third down and 15 from the 16.
Let's see what Pekin decides to do with the backups in, if they stick to the ground game or if you try a pass with your which I would assume that the JV players. Snap to Comstock. He is going to roll out to his right. He looks like he's going to throw. Now he does, throws it down the field. It's completed. It's going to be short of the yard of the game.
Pass to number 25, tackled by number
pass
84.
Was completed to Ryan Hammis. The freshman gets a catch.
Fourth down and 10.
Fourth and 10. So looks like Pekin's going to send in the punting unit. 5:44 to go and counting. 22. And this one, looks like a lot of the first teamers coming right back out for this punt. You see Casey Davis on the near side as the gunner. Snap goes through the hands of Elijah Brock into the end zone. He picks it up, though. He's going to start running. He may have had time to actually punt it. He's going to get tackled at the 5-yard line.
Number 1, absolutely smashed by 18. Garrett Beeson.
This guy's having some fun up there.
He sure is. I find it interesting. He's a PA announcer for Highland, and he doesn't know anybody's name. He calls them by their number. Nonetheless, I think Brock, maybe in hindsight, he's probably getting told on the side. He had time when he picked that up to just kick it. It probably wouldn't have went very far, but at least get it going further. Nonetheless, Highland will take over at their 5-yard line. With 4:35 to go. See what they do. They're just going to keep it around the right side. And in for the touchdown is Caleb Wheeler. So 61-12 now with 40-29 to go in the game. And Highland's having fun with a couple of scores here and cleanup time or whatever you want to call it. Nonetheless, here comes Diaz for the point after. But this kind of stuff goes a long ways for these younger Panthers. That coaches will have some stuff to show them where they're getting beat up on and where they need to work on. So a lot that they'll be able to learn and take away from this. And watching the starters do what they did, and then you come in and you allow 2 quick scores. Of course, via a couple of bad special teams plays, but nonetheless, still unable to stop them. So I think they'll learn a little bit. And our Highland cheerleaders are trying to do some push-ups, and 2 of them couldn't get the task done.
They weren't even
I'd say my military term, but I don't think.
Yeah,
it's
the one gal in the middle there, she didn't even attempt. She just laid down and said, "I'm not doing that."
It's a good thing they don't have the 61.
Yeah. All right. that was only 6. But Diaz point after try is good, so that makes our score 61-13, 4:29 to go here in this one. And now we're getting some student section chants going on that their cheerleaders are stronger, which I don't know. If Pekins is doing push-up, they got 61 on you now. I mean,
I don't know if they're stronger. If some of the cheerleaders aren't doing the push-ups,
that doesn't
really count.
You don't get to win a fight by not fighting. I mean, if you did, I'd be the world champion. All right, who do we got back deep here for? Is that Elijah Brock? Oh, it's Landon Crow. His 4 looks like a 1 from the angle, the way that his jersey is all bunched up. So Landon Crow will stand at his 10. Diaz is in to kick this thing away.
May need some muffler work.
Yes, it does. Here comes the kick from Diaz. It's a low line drive kick. Bounced once. Crow picks it up. He's up to the 30, up the middle. Finds a hole all the way through. Trying to beat one man. He's dragging him. He drags him about 15 yards. Finally pushed out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. Is Landon Crow had...
Number 4 with
he gave a ride to one of the
Number 5,
Huskies.
Jared Diaz with the tackle.
It was Diaz
First
again,
down
but
and 10 from the 40.
Landon Crow ought to be charging him a taxi fare there as he drug him about 20 yards down the field. And that's where Pekin will take over, 1st and 10 with 3:54 to go. Reserve still in for the Panthers. Comstock will be the signal caller. As Pekin waits at the line of scrimmage, letting some clock wear off. Hand off here to the right side and tackled after a short gain was Jackson Medford.
Tackled by number 52, Hamilton Croaks.
Short gain there.
Second down and
second about 7. As the Panthers letting as much clock wear off as they can here now. As Comstock now takes the snap. Hand off to the right side. Goes for another yard or
run by
two.
Number 13.
Maybe not. Maybe they didn't even give him a
Tackled
yard.
by number 55, 54.
That was William Daniels on the carry.
Andrew. Third down and...
Be 3rd and 7, so they're saying he stopped at the line of scrimmage. It looked like he got a little bit more than that, but guess not. Be under 2 minutes to play in this one when Pekin snaps the ball. Might be about out of... Yeah, I cannot read. There is a play clock all the way over there to the far side of the field, but it is hard to read. And here is a whole bunch of people jumping off sides. They're going to call encroachment on the Huskies.
Encroachment.
That'll march them up 5 and make it 3rd and 2 now.
Third down and 2.
Now that
on the 32.
also lets them eat a lot more clock.
Zach Wise has left the broadcast booth.
He has. You'll see him on your screen momentarily. No, he went the other way. He went the other way, so he's going to walk all the way over to the other sideline. Pekin has it 3rd and 2 here. Comstock sends a man in motion. Hard count. And now a flag. Delay a game on Pekin. So we'll mark it back to 3rd and 7. The interesting thing about that is that's going to burn another 25 seconds off the clock. 25 seconds off the clock as I just bumped the camera.
3rd down and 7.
It's back to 3rd and 7, and we'll try it again. Be under a minute to play now, and Pekin takes this snap. So the last couple of minutes have been the officials moving the balls 5 yards forward and 5 yards back. Comstock takes the snap, rolls to the left, throws it downfield, nearly intercepted, and falls incomplete.
Pass by number 20.
And that'll bring up 4th down. They will have to snap it as there's 52 seconds on the clock.
4th down and 7.
Wouldn't be. I would assume Pekin will just go for this here. Pointless to punt. And honestly, with the difference between the game and play clock, could even just run around for a little bit and let the time expire. We'll see what they do. They may let it run all the way down first and take the 5-yard penalty. They do. And that will end the game, actually, because it will not stop on penalties. So,
Panther 61, Highland Huskies 13.
Just lets the clock run out, and our final score is Pekin 61, Highland 13. So, Pekin will improve to 5-1 on the season, and the Huskies will fall to 2-4. But with that and the most recent update we have, I don't have anything real current on that one. I'm going to scroll through and look real quick to see if there's an update on the Lisbon score, because that one actually did go final. A final score of 49-0 in favor of Lisbon. So that means for all you Panthers fans, they are for sure going to the postseason. Of course, they can be anywhere from a 1 to a 4 seed at this point in time, but they will be assured at least a shot at the postseason. Hopefully they finished in that 1 or 2 seed so they get the first game at home, but time will tell on that. But that's pretty much what I got with Pekin winning 61-13. I think we've kind of talked about everything we could talk about in the downtime here.
We'll give Daisy Dew Landscaping a few seconds of screen time here. Again, our Daisy Dew Landscaping player of the game is
Alton Williams.
Alton Williams on the defensive side of things. So Pekin with a big game again tonight. 61-13 is the final here at Highland. It's been a beautiful night. They do have beautiful facilities here at Highland, and again, we appreciate Highland High School for allowing us to come in and do the live stream tonight here on Steve Shetler Media. So next Friday, who does Pekin have? Josh, off the top of your head, do you remember?
It's homecoming, and I believe it's Louisa Muscatine.
That's in 2 weeks.
That's in 2 weeks. Okay, so the next week is Wapello. Right? No. Hang on here. You let me look that up.
I put you on the spot.
You did, and I'm jumbling the scores. I was trying to update.
You're ready
here.
to get out of here.
I'm ready to
have to ask you a question.
Yeah, and I'm ready to stand up. Sitting on bleachers is not my cup of tea, if you will.
Regardless of whoever they're playing next week, we'll have it here on Steve Shetler Media.
I got it right now. Give it 2 more seconds. It is Wapello.
It is Wapello.
At home. And that is homecoming. I was correct.
Yes.
Louisa Muscatine is in 2 weeks, but Wapello is home next week for homecoming and senior night at Pekin. So I guess, Steve, I think you're the producer of the show too. I'm not real sure, but I don't know about those people back in the studio. But I don't know if we'll go on early and let people listen in to the senior announcements and all that stuff once we figure all that out.
Yeah,
but
we'll see.
Should be a lot of stuff going on there. At that
probably
game.
Tick somebody off if I don't. So,
yes.
Yeah. Think about that. Well, let's get out of here. Again, tune in tomorrow morning, bright and early, 8 a.m. Sports section live from Brothers Market. We'll have Coach Clint Weber to kick things off. That'll do it for what is turning into a breezy end of our evening here in Highland. Thanks for tuning in for Pekin football here on Steve Shetler Media.